My Cryptid Cult. It's me, the cult leader, and the president of the cult, Squeakers.
Hey everybody, sorry I've got kiddos in the background. I apologize for the noise. Want to say hi before I start?
Don't look so happy, kid.
Right? Okay, go pour the hot water in from the faucet. It's not going to give you any more from there. That's done. So, yep. So if you want more, you just get the hot water from the faucet. It's the same thing.
So tonight is basically an open topic, but we do have a guest for our open topic. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to bring him on now.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Joshua, but some people call me the Unknown Prophet. That's kind of my magical name that I go by. So, and I've had experience with the paranormal my whole life since I was 8 years old. And I've been like one of those places where dreams have led me to be the person I am today. There have been connections in my life that I could not have seen without some kind of divine intervention and stuff in my life. And it was all because I listened to the voices in my head, or I believe spirit, that was guiding me towards being the right kind of path. And that they never told me to hurt anybody. They never told me to do anything bad. They always tried to help me help other people or myself more than anything, you know.
That's always good. You never want a bad spirit that's like, oh, murder this person.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
I figured as long as they weren't telling me how to do bad things, I was okay there. It's like, you start telling me to go kill people, I'm like, I don't want anything more to do with you. Bye.
Go rob a bank.
Yeah, go do whatever else. What else trips your trigger? Thanks for not helping me.
That's when you need to go see. That's when you need to go see somebody to get some help. Is when you think that you're gonna hurt somebody. It's not. I mean, we all somewhere down the line, every single human has a gift of something. So you have to The only thing is that you have to be able to know what's right and wrong and how to handle it.
Yeah, and we're not necessarily always the best judges of what is right and what is wrong. That's why we elect people who impose laws and impose other things, so that when we're not sure what is the right and wrong thing, we have those things. As much as sometimes we don't like those laws, they're there to help protect us.
Mhm.
You know, it's important to know that if we're being a law-abiding citizens, and we're
Uh,
just
yes, and sadly, Mr. Scott has the COVID again. So please,
Oh
everybody,
man.
keep him in your thoughts. He has COVID for I think the third time now.
Oh,
The
that would
second or
drive me
third
nuts.
time. Yes. And yes, of course,
I don't
share.
know, kind of long-winded. Sorry about that, guys.
Share, share, share.
That's
Sharing is
okay.
caring. But I do have one specific thing I want to bring up. Have either of you heard of a knot deer?
I don't know, but I might have seen one.
So Scott brought this to my attention. It is a cryptid in North America called a knot deer. It looks like a deer but has the body structure of a moose.
Ooh,
I live in the upper
that's not what I
north.
was thinking of.
I actually live in upper northern Minnesota. I live in like Circle Pines, Minnesota. That's not too far from Forest Lake, Minnesota, which is pretty much after that point. It's like wilderness and go all the way up to the top of Canada. So you get to see a couple of crazy things every once in a while, and I once in a while would see stuff like that in the woods when I was camping or something like that. Every once in a while, I would see something like that.
But like I've read about it a little bit. I did a little research on the cryptid zoology like official website for all cryptids ever. And the knot deer has it looks like a deer, has the build of a moose, and it can run up to 30 miles an hour. So it can
We
run
have
about
some.
as fast as a car.
We have some big, huge, beautiful elk and deer here in Washington and in Spokane, and also up in Elk, Washington. And I kid you not, that area is the weirdest area I've been in over here for animal wise. When my sister used to live out there, there was this one deer. Every so often, it would hop in front of the car and then just run off. One time, it hopped in front of the car as if it wanted to, that one commercial with the squirrels and they're going this way and they're dodging the car. That's what it was like with this deer. But one day he actually looked back and as if to say "F you," because we almost got into a wreck with it. It was the most thing because I've never seen a deer do that. Usually they just wander on.
So I found a picture. It's from the Cryptid Haunt website of a knot deer. I don't know if it's a real picture. It kind of looks like a painting, but it might be somebody's like rendition of what they look like based off of what it says in the description of it.
Okay, give it a try.
But yeah, that's what apparently they look like.
Oh my god.
They look scary. They look absolutely terrifying. And they're carnivores.
Well,
They eat meat.
okay, they're supposed to be the head of something in the body of a moose. That's not a moose body.
I know, it looks weird. That's why I said I think it's a painting. It's not an actual picture.
It can't be, but it almost looks like it's
No,
half coyote.
Yeah.
no, it's kind of if you really look at trying to look at the real creature, if there's even a chance in zoology somewhere, there's no way that creature would live somewhere up here anyway. It not has enough meat on its bones to do that.
That, and I think if people knew about it, it'd be hunted.
Yeah.
Probably. You never know.
Well, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying if you look at it from either way, though, I don't think the picture is necessarily real enough for me to believe. But hey, maybe someone cut something really there, and I'm just not seeing it that way. But
I mean, if it was real from the description it said in the cryptozoology book, it wouldn't look like that. Like,
No, it and from an artist's point that does work kind of like that. It does look like it's been messed with in a way.
see, Scott's right. It does look like a trail cam, but it also doesn't look like a trail cam. It looks almost like a painting.
It
of a
looks like they
trail
puffed
cam.
it up. Like they puffed it
Yeah,
up and
like
stuck it in there
or they got it off of a trail cam of like two deer eating something and then
and
photoshopped it.
lost it. Yeah.
And photoshopped it to make it look like something completely different for the article. But I don't think that's what they look like based off of the thing I read.
Weird. I mean, anything's possible. We have what was it, jackalopes or whatever?
Yeah, jackalope.
The jackalopes. My grandfather swore up and down about those things. He even had a fake one that somebody made for him on his wall. It used to creep me out.
Like, I'm not. Like, my whole show is literally called Creepy Cryptids. It's literally about anything. Like, you could say Bigfoot's real, you could say Bigfoot's not real. I personally think he's real. You could say skinwalkers are not real. I think they're real. You could say that the Mothman's not real. I might hit you for that, but I think the Mothman's real.
How about the like the imps that live in the sewers? You know, like the little impy, benevolent impy creatures that live in the sewers.
I have heard of those, yeah.
I once went to go. I went plunking into like a sewer system by my house that had an open grate where you could go down into the actual sewer systems, and the sewer systems were like 8 feet tall, where I could stand in the piping and walk down it for quite like about I don't know miles and miles and miles and miles of whatever. We get to this one spot where people would look at it, and you turn around and you swear you could see eyes darting out from underneath you. Every time you turned your head, you could have swore you saw eyes somewhere.
See, that's the other thing, is like the dark likes to play tricks on your mind too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, and this is like that's when.
So you really have to be careful with that kind of stuff, because people are like, oh, there's like, if anybody's ever seen South Park and the underpants gnomes, it's like that. It's like, oh, I saw an underpants gnome. No, it was probably just something in your room.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
Well, that's why I you know, if anyone's freaking out, no one's really sitting there freaking out. We're all just sitting there waiting for this thing to come near us or materialize somehow. So we didn't fall for the trick, basically. You know, it's just like, okay, let's see how well this pans out. We weren't all a bunch of scaredy kids. We were just all sitting there going, I want to see how this one comes out, you know.
See, the only time I think I ran from a cryptid was when I honestly, I was like 15 or 16, and Squeakers knows this story because I tell it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I legitimately think I saw a werewolf.
I wouldn't
Like,
doubt it.
where I
I've
live.
seen, if I've seen something change its face right in front of me and climb up a building, why not have? Why can't werewolves be real? I mean,
Like, okay, I'm gonna stand up right now. I'm 5'6". I'm quite tall. This thing stood up on its back legs and was a lot taller than me, and almost like it was halfway up a lamppost to basically where it could almost touch the bulb of the lamp.
It's kind of like, you know, just all.
Yeah. And I'm like, that is not a bear. Because I know how tall black bears are.
yeah.
That's not a bear. What the fuck are you?
I would have ran. How would I? No.
And me and my friends, we're all
Like a person,
we're
right?
all 15 years old trick or treating. We are absolutely terrified that this thing stood up, and the fact that it is just looking at us.
Okay,
And
new plans for all adults. If you ever go trick or treating again, out and on Halloween, have a camera with you.
I'm gonna have my phone now, because if that happens to me again, I'm definitely getting a video of it, so nobody can say that I'm a liar.
Well, and you know that's the thing. Back then, we didn't have all these smartphones. We didn't have that technology. So it's like
I had a Motorola Razr with minutes on it, and it was just for calling. I did not. It had a camera on it, but the camera function only took pictures.
My sister doesn't remember it that well, but my dad brought home one of the old black ones. This was like one of the very first ones, and it literally looked like an older TV.
Oh
With the
yeah,
back
the
on
big
it.
ones.
That's how the cell phones used to be. And could you imagine trying to fit that in your pocket?
No, you had to have a whole separate bag just for the phone.
I can understand where man purses came from. You know what I mean?
Man purses for the man cell phones.
Yeah. I mean, you can't shove it in your pocket.
Then there were people like me who were like, well, I got a piece of string and a tin can to talk to my friend that's down the block. That's all we've got for a cell phone right now.
Yeah.
That's how dirt poor we
I
were.
remember that too. We did that once with my grandma's house because my best friends lived right next door at the time, and so we all did the string can thing at least once.
Yeah, we did.
I kind of lived in one of these trailer park kind of places where it was down in the valley kind of a place where you would have to come down into the valley in order to get to where all the estates are right up in there. So it was very ET-esque in a way where they had the top of the hill with something, the woods in the background, all this fun stuff. And it's just like, it's the perfect place where flying saucers should be landing, all this creepy, wonderful stuff that could happen. And then you go out to your backyard and camp in the little square that they give you in the back of your urbanized mobile home unit. Put it down there, go in the background, sleep for a night. You're waking up going, "Oh my God, what was that?" Because you're like, because it's all stuff you never heard before. It's like. And that was the best part of going real camping when I got older and went out into the real woods where you could go out and you're actually sitting there and you're listening to things. You look outside of that little tent just a tiny bit and you go, do I really want to know? Do I really want to know? Okay, where's my camera? And every time I swear I grab that camera, it's gone. Every single time, so I've got to remember to go. As soon as you wake up, grab camera first while waking up.
Yep.
All right, so we got Raymond. I'm waiting. He hasn't said. Oh, he did. No, he did. I was gonna say he hasn't said Pinkie Pie yet, but I'm lying. He did.
He's gonna say it at least once.
He's got to do it. And then Nando's here. You've never been in my chat before. I know who you are though. You're in match chat all the time. And he says hi to you too, Squeakers. He says Pinkie Pie and Squeakers. I'm never gonna live that down that I dyed my hair all pink and now he's calling me Pinkie Pie. Ever since. When he meets me, when we go to Fear Fest or go down to Louisiana, if he's down there, he's gonna call me Pinkie Pie. I have no doubt about it. It's not gonna be oh hey Mackenzie. It's gonna be hey Pinkie Pie.
I could just see her turning around and socking him, giving him a brother's sock in the shoulder.
I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna punch him
only
right in
I
the
get to call him that, and only I get to do that. So the rest of you don't have permission to call me that.
Right?
Matt has called me Pinkie Pie once, and I've been like, no, that's like a Raymond trademark. You're not allowed.
Okay, I won't disclose what her middle name is, but my wife hates her middle name that she was given as a little kid. And if I ever get so mad, I can invoke it twice in our relationship a year. Otherwise, I get in trouble. So it's the blah middle name. If I say the middle name more than twice, she's all like, because it's all like two times a year. She doesn't like it, But I just wanted you guys were sharing stories like that. I thought I'd share.
No, it's fine. My show is literally, Squeaker knows this because I've said this before. My show is about anything.
Yeah.
Anything but politics. I don't talk politics on my show.
So I do have a question though. What do you think about the Loch Ness Monster? What's your theories on Nessie?
I think she's a beautiful creature who just, happens to be, right place, right time, certain sciences, She probably comes up for a certain amount of air, a certain amount of places, I think, sometimes. I think Nessie is real personally. I just think we haven't figured out where she necessarily goes afterwards. Like she goes deeper than we can possibly imagine she would be able to go when she's hibernating, and then when she comes up for those couple of times where people get to see her and she's getting that air, and like a whale, come up for air to get what you need for the time you're going to be down, go back down, wait, and then if you're in hibernation stance, stuff like that, you come up when you need air again, or whatever else you need, food or whatever. So, I would think that's just pretty much just something we haven't yet categorized correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. To me, she's kind of a cross between a long neck and a whale. I don't know if you guys think that because she's got that shape to her.
No, there's legitimately a dinosaur that's named, and it's one of those between a long neck and can swim,
Is
but I
it?
can't think of the name of it right now.
Well, I feel like a dork, but
Isn't it a plesiosaurus? I don't know why I can't
I
think
gotta
of the
know my
name.
dinosaurs. I don't know them. I only know a few.
Okay, so for reference, everybody, I'm a huge science nerd. I love science. So, like,
I'm more into the metaphysical.
me being like a little bit into cryptozoology explains how much I love science and I love animals. So when we talked about dinosaurs in school, I was all over that because they were animals and it was science.
Mm-hmm. I love science. That was one of my favorite things, but I haven't been into it over the years, and I've lost track of a lot of things.
Oh my god, I guessed right. It is a plesiosaurus.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a cross between a long neck and it has fins so it can swim.
Okay. So maybe it's just a larger version of that then?
Maybe. I mean, people have said that they think they've seen pterodactyls.
Well, the dragons too. I mean,
yeah, like why can't dinosaurs still exist? Maybe they're just somewhere. Or
like I said,
there's that dimensional theory that everybody says that instead of being extinct, they got transferred to a different dimension.
like I am. What do you think, Josh?
Well, I was just waiting to see if you were going to say something first because you know what I think about the whole second dimension theory. I believe there are more dimensions out there than we can possibly imagine, but they basically try to stay to their own unless they're meant to cross over for a very specific moment in what would be considered space time that has to happen because you're going to believe that multiple dimensions happen all at once. Well, then all those multiple dimensions have to match up to where I'm in your dimension, you're in my dimension, she's in my dimension, I'm in her, all at the same time, and we're all trying to work towards our main goal, like we see on the screen here, which is three people talking about this, weird thing that's going on right now. That's in itself, we've created a new dimension for people to see at this moment. So that's kind of the way people think about that. And as for the other stuff, I believe anything's possible in nature. You give. I like the Jurassic Park theme theory the best. Nature will find a way. I think it just will find a way to make something, happen.
Well, that too. Like we could have a Jurassic Park somewhere in the world. Like
yeah, if nature wants it to be so, somewhere in the world, maybe there is a inner world where dinosaurs roam the earth and all this fun stuff. But maybe, just maybe it's, Fred and Wilma and Betty and all that stuff. It really wasn't a cartoon all along. It was history. Who knows? Whatever. Okay. But
Facebook user says hello. I don't know who Facebook user is, but
oh,
we're say hi.
Hello, I'll be right back. I'm still here and I can hear you.
Oh, it's Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Oh, hello, Jeff. But I like that idea of. I think that to say anything is impossible until you've proved it completely, concretely, totally not possible to me. There's a chance that somebody is out there, until we've until we can honestly get our butts past even Mars, let alone any other place in the solar system, until we can get past a great distance in the universe, we're never going to know if we were truly alone or not in the universe ever. No.
Yes, I do remember you telling me that, Jeff. I think it was on one of my open mics. He was once the groundskeeper for the Blair House in Ohio.
Anyway.
And it's Anthony, my favorite viewer, who watches every single one of my shows.
I'm probably not making any goddamn sense.
No, you are.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
No.
But like cloning's possible. We've cloned sheep.
Yeah, that is possible. We've already proven that. And
So why couldn't you take marrow? Because marrow in a bone, it's not gonna. It does slowly deteriorate over time, but it takes a super long time. If you can get even a little bit of marrow from a dinosaur, couldn't you try cloning one?
You could, and they actually have, because there's been rumors that they found one over in Fukushima. They found a T-Rex, a baby T-Rex.
Exactly.
And then they said that somebody actually was trying to recreate a version of the Jurassic Park. Did we not learn anything from the movie?
No. You don't clone the meat eaters, obviously.
No. I'm like, if I ever see one of those things, I'm done. No, I'm going.
It's they clone the species that doesn't exist in our own world, and you only do this one species that only eats the green stuff. Then then we have to become the people hunting them down because they're eating all of our food and other things' food, right?
That's true. And I guess they would be a little more pricey than to have like a cow or a horse.
Right, yeah,
Well, then, if they start getting into doing the cows, then they're going to want to test the meat and make sure it's human edible and all this other stuff. And it's going to get into messy stuff. They're probably already doing it, too.
All I can see is, some macho rancher out there with dinosaur ranchers out there with his cowboy hat on, him on his dinosaur going, yeah, you.
No, Jeff, I've never been to the Blair House, but I would love to go.
The Blair House.
Where is that?
I think it's in Ohio. It's in Ohio, right, Jeff?
No. I haven't been very much out of Minnesota, so I don't know where it is out of Minnesota.
Huh. I haven't really been out of PA much, but I would love to go to certain places. I'm going to Louisiana in October for Fear Fest, so yes, I'm right, it is in Ohio. Going to need a bigger box, Jim says. Yeah, I'll ship myself to Ohio. Yeah, it's in Blair, Ohio. Obviously, it's called the Blair House, so it would be in Blair, Ohio. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Do I have is it the Blair Witch Project kind of stuff that we're talking about, or is it just your namesake for Blair,
I actually don't know.
Okay, well, that's neither here nor there. It was just kind of like, okay, is it just a kind of a thing, or is it like tied into
the learning qualifications?
I ask all the weird questions.
I'm looking it up right now. That's why I'm looking how to spell it, so I spell it right.
Okay. Okay, yes.
Good, how are you? Nice to meet you, by the way.
Thank you.
I apologize for the intro. I've got kiddos today at my house, so.
Hey, you know what? I love kiddos. They're awesome. Over here, we don't have any kiddos, but cats. They like to pop in from time to time and go meow. Other than that,
right.
We can't kids. So.
Right.
They're free kids.
So another question. I heard that you maybe like Bigfoot.
Oh, me? Yes.
What are your opinions on Bigfoot?
Bigfoot, I have actually seen myself, or at least I think I have seen him, because I was living up with my father in Luton, Minnesota. He was the cook at one of the cook places down. He had a restaurant down in the valley in Luton somewhere. He owned the trailer park up on the hill, and he lived. We lived just in that right neck of the woods, right back in there. And when I went out there, day after day after day, and every time I went out there, I could swear I saw a big hairy man in the distance doing something like this kind of motion every day, kind of like he's looking for something or something like that. You know, like you would look if you were picking something off the ground, like, huh, what is this today? Nope, not what I'm looking for. You know, kind of motion. You know,
Maybe he's looking for mushrooms.
yeah, something like that. You know, looking for something specific, but it was never. I always see them more in the summer, fall, or fall. You know, summer, you know, spring, fall, kind of stuff like that. Never in the winters all of the time. I would see them very minimal in the winter.
It probably gets cold. It's probably like,
I feel like Bigfoot would almost have like a hibernation cycle, like a bear.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. They were just kind of like they would be like, you know, a bear. They hibernate for a certain amount of time during winter. That way, they don't have to deal with the winter. They just find some place warm and cozy to, you know, hunker down with for a while, and their body fat carries them through the rest of the day. So that's why, you know, when they get out, they're all hungry and they're going, "Oh, look, someone went to cheeseburger like."
that would make sense.
Hey, Fred, I think they went over to this place. This is where it is. Oh, look, they went to KFC. Let's get them.
I can see that. I can see that.
Well,
I don't think it's the Blair Witch house. I think it's just a haunted house.
No, yeah, like it was more of the what was it? Coincidence.
Yeah, being named that. Maybe it was probably because the family's name was Blair. The family that built the house. A lot of times back then they would name their estates after their last name. Like True Blood, one of the estates is named the Compton Estate because the owner's last name is Compton. So it was just a coincidence, I guess, back then when the house was built that, oh, this is the Blair Estate.
Well, that's kind of like in Minnesota. They did the same thing with farms because my family's from back that way too, and so we have the Morden, Manitoba in England, and then we also have the Gonwick, Minnesota branch. And I'm sorry, my sister's dog has me like totally off thought at the moment, but most of the time they would name the farms that as well, the last name of the family.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they did that back then.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I guess we still kind of do that today. Like, this is the Snyder's house. The Snyder house that I live in. So, like, I guess we do that in some way today.
Yeah.
Are you getting ready for your wedding and your vacation coming up and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, then it'll be the Barron house. It'll be another bear. It'll be another Barron house, just not in Danville.
You gotta get a bear statue to put up front.
No. Just go to the Army surplus store, get one of these dinky little Army Plus guy with the one that's holding up the mop and stuff like that, and you turn it into the American flag, and then stomp into the room and go, here you go, here's your little prize for all that you've done for me. And stomp back out, basically. So.
Oh my god. I don't even want to think about that. That's a long ways away. That's not till this October. It's not even summer yet.
God, I hope I can make it over. I don't know how I'm gonna, but hopefully. Maybe.
I hope so too.
It would have to be by train because I can't fly. Squeakers, nope. My feet do not go off the ground.
I just want to be perfectly honest with you. I'm coming off of a little bit of my medicine right now, so I don't want to make you guys look bad, but I am kind of in and out of it a little bit. So just wanted to. I know you've probably already noticed by now, but I'm kind of not making sense and mumbling. It's because the medication I'm on is making me kind of come in and out tired and stuff like that. So I apologize to you both for that.
It's okay.
No,
So
you're
I,
good.
I just wanted you guys to know that way you're not like, this guy is makes about as much sense as a monkey trying to figure out a crossword puzzle.
You're okay.
Okay,
I've had worse people on.
So it's kind of like
And
normally I'm not.
it's not because of medication. He was just drunk.
I'm not drunk per se, but I'm kind of coming down off of some special medicine. You know what I mean?
Yep, you're okay.
And I didn't want to be disrespectful. That's all.
Nope, you're good. Do you need to take a break for a second?
No. I just want. It was more of a. I felt like I make. If it was on my show, I wanted my guests to say something to me, and it's your show, so I thought the least I could do is at least say that a little bit. So if I kind of seem like I'm going in and out at sometimes,
That's okay.
but interestingly enough, I get more intuitive during this moment, and I'm a little bit more toasty than normal. I get to be way more intuitive during this time. So,
Mm-hmm.
so okay. Anyway,
Trying to think of what else. I did want to talk about werewolves a little bit more. Not just like my story, just like everybody's theory about werewolves. And also, audience, if you have any questions, this is an open topic, so we will discuss anything you'd like to discuss as long as it doesn't have anything to do with politics. I'm going to make that very clear.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is something really kind of funny going around, but I won't get into it on live.
But yeah, I don't know. I think werewolves are real, but I don't think it's like the movies where you get bitten and you turn into one. I don't
Right.
know what everybody else thinks, but I don't think that's it. Oh yes, it's Jim. Jim.
You know, I think some of those rumors come about because they want people to be afraid of them. And I think Hollywood does it a lot.
Hollywood does do it a lot. Like every single werewolf movie I've ever seen, it's like a random person just walking down the street, minding their own business, and then they like get bit
What
by
was
what
that?
they think is a dog.
Teen Wolf? Was it Teen Wolf
Yeah.
that was like that too? And he had all these superpowers.
Yeah, he was riding his bike or something by himself home or whatever,
Yeah.
and he thought he heard a dog in trouble, so he got off his bike and he got bitten.
And that's how it always starts out too. They always get bitten, and then they have these superpowers, and all these different stories come about, and it's like,
Or then you have the ones that are like an underworld where they're born. Some of them are born like in Underworld 3. They're born, but they can't change back into humans. And then there's one that was born a human but can change into a werewolf, and if he bites other people, they can do the same thing. But the original werewolves couldn't change. Once they were bitten, that was it. I think that could also be a thing too. Like if they're bitten and they turn during a full moon, they can't change back.
I think the best one that I saw didn't the and I know Jim's last name is Grimm. I grew up with a bunch of Grimms, by the way, as well. So, but did anybody watch the Grimm series, the new style and the old style?
I watched the new one, not the old one.
Well, the old ones were the I think they were just stories. I don't know if they ever became film or
Oh,
not.
the Grimm brothers tales.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I've seen.
So their stories, I believe they did one on the werewolf, and I think their stuff was pretty damn close to the real thing, to me, anyways. And they don't pinpoint around on it.
No, but they also don't. I think in the the original Grimm brothers story, they don't know the true cause of werewolfism either,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird. They're just like they just turn into wolves. Anthony says he'd rather be a vampire.
I think those things are real. I swear up and down, I saw something like that, man. It was either freaking vampire or a lizard. I don't know.
It might
But I
have been a
watched.
lizard person. We talked about lizard people.
I'll never forget it. I thought I was dealing with somebody that was going to jump off a bridge, and then I walked out, and I was like, I'm what only by myself. My friend was in the car, and I'm like going up to this guy, and I'm staying back quite a ways, and all of a sudden he just leaped at me, and I jumped back, and I kid you not, I literally saw his face change, and then I saw him slide up a building. No, and I wasn't anything. I mean, I'm like.
Lizard man.
My friend who was at the time very, very highly Catholic even said the same thing. She's like, I'm not gonna even nope. I'm just like I mean, what are the chances?
Maybe he was a gecko person. Like my crested geckos.
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
I think I would freak out if I saw a lizard person, dude. Like I'm not even
I did. I jumped back, and this was back in my teenage days, and I was just like, okay.
Like even now, as much as I like research that kind of stuff, and I've been in the paranormal since I was like 24 years old, like I think if I saw somebody's eyes do the little like lizard thing that you see in the movies,
I've done that.
I've
seen that twice actually.
Where
that
they
night
have an actual like, what is it, double eyelid?
Mm-hmm.
Where they have the
alien
fake,
eye.
Yeah, they have the fake one. That's like the human one that they have on their human skin, and then they have the real one, which is the lizard one that does the crisscross. I swear if I looked at somebody and saw the crisscross, I'd be gone. I'd be like, you're gonna drag me back to the underworld.
One of my ex-boyfriends did that, and it freaked me out so bad I dumped him. I was like, I'm gone. And this is before I was really into the paranormal. But no, and that whatever that was, he climbed up the building, sat there for a minute, and stared me down. Like I had to get in the car right away because I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna do.
He was gonna drag you back to his lizard hideout.
Oh, right. We've all seen movies. We got that in our mindset, and that's literally what I thought when I was a teenager. I'm like, it's just me and my friend right here, and it felt like it stopped time, like in that midsection.
That's the weird thing.
Impression over here.
That's the weird thing about it, though, is like a lot of these like cryptids, when you meet them or whatever, it feels like it's almost like you're stuck in a bubble.
That's what it felt like, and I was just like, it was, and I could still see it in my head. It's weird, like it's everything. It's not even a glitch.
And you know, you become a part of their world almost at that moment, and you exist where they exist. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily, you know, whether or not you're in their reality or we're in theirs, whatever way it works out. The fact is, we're interacting.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And however you want to put it, we're interacting and getting to be a part of each other's lives, but we know we're still in motion and going opposite directions. You know, we're still going, we're crashing into each other, but still going the way we're going. You know.
It's just like me and you with ability squeakers. Like when we connect with spirits, because I'm an empath and you're a psychic, we become part of their existence.
I haven't let a lot of people know that, but now it's out.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Most of the people that watch my show know that already, because we both say we have abilities.
I didn't hear anything.
But like.
I don't get it all the time, so that's why I don't claim myself as a psychic. I claim myself more as an intuitive empath. But
well, you're more intuitive than I am. I'm just an empath. But like I have intuition. Like I know when bad things are gonna happen, or like when I walk into a room, like, oh, this room doesn't feel right. I definitely shouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
Or when I went to the library in Pittsburgh, the owner of the library had a very specific chair that he sat in. Nobody else was allowed to sit in that chair. Nobody.
I still did.
And I was the stupid empath that I am. Somebody told me I couldn't sit in the chair. Specifically, this ghost did not want me to sit in the chair. And it wasn't just because I was a sensitive and he knew that I knew he was there. It was because I was a female. This ghost was, like, he died in, like, what, the 1800s?
Yep.
He died in the 1800s when women didn't have rights.
Oh boy, that's why he didn't want you to
So
sit there.
therefore, I had no right to sit in his chair. And because I was told I had no right to sit in his chair, I went ahead and I sat in his chair. That was a mistake. Because I felt him standing over me and pushing down on my shoulders to the point of where I, like, sunk in the chair like this. And I was like, okay, I will get out of your chair, but you have to let me go. And then I felt the weight lift off my shoulders, and I got up out of the chair immediately. I was like, okay, I won't sit in your chair again.
He was telling you how it is.
Well, he was basically pushing me out of the chair the best he could. Like, you don't belong in my fucking chair. Get out of my chair.
Or have you ever had the opposite feeling whereas, no, I need you to be in this chair with me feeling more?
Yeah, I've had that too. Or like I've been told, I've had the feeling, we have a cemetery we go to where there's a couple ghosts that like me to go to certain areas of the cemetery, and I always know when those ghosts know I'm there because I feel pulled to that one certain area.
Yep.
It's just like, I gotta go over and say hi. There's this one ghost, he was a veteran and he was buried with his mom. He likes me to go over there and say hi to him because my husband, Matt's a veteran. So he likes me and Matt to go over and say hi to him, so I always have to drag Matt over because Matt feels things, but he doesn't feel things the same way I do. So I'm like, we gotta go say hi to Jim. I think that's his name. It's either John. Sorry, John. It's John. We have to go over and we have to say hi to John and we have to pay our respects each and every single time we're there.
And the angels. Don't get
the
angels.
Oh, and the angels. We gotta go say hi to the protectors too because they get mad if we don't.
Yep. There's a place here that I kind of feel that way too. Like, and that's the thing because me and my best friend who I've talked about before, who passed in 2019, we both picked up rocks from the cemetery that we both kept. And if you're gonna do that, just be wise. There might be stuff in that attached to it. Well, I didn't feel right after I had mine for a while, and I still have it, but it's calm. That feeling is calmed down. But I know that I probably should go back and put it back because it's not mine. So, but what do you guys think about stuff like elementals that are inside of rocks and things?
Well, I definitely believe that's something that's possible because I believe that if energy is going to be conscious at some point, to be able to have creation, be in its foresight, having all the elements you need to create anything, whether it be earth, air, water, fire, water, and spirit, or whatever your mixture of cake mix it is, it doesn't matter as long as you might not have all the right ingredients sometimes, but if you throw the right water with the right flour and a little bit of stuff that makes it go poofy, you can make something that kind of looks like bread, but that's kind of like what I'm analyzing here a little bit,
I need to get caught up on chat because there's a lot of people.
Yeah, I've been watching them. I've been kind of looking over there.
Like, okay, so Jeff, yes, I am getting your messages. I did see your message. I'm sorry, we were just rambling about lizard people and then talking about gifts. We have a lot of lizards in. I would hope so. There's a lot of lizards in Florida too. Y'all in the
laughing about when I was doing the lizard licking stuff.
Y'all in the warm climate. Yeah, I got a cameo right here. Hi.
Hi, Matt.
The show Grimm started in 2011 and 2017.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Wait, what is that? I don't see that. What?
The Grimm movies did start then, but the Grimm fairy tales have been around since we were kids.
Yeah, well, he's talking about the show.
Yeah.
They put it on Amazon Prime Video? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I wish they would have continued it, or continue it now, because it would be something to see.
We deal with cryptids in the forest in St.
Or a different version
Antonio,
of the Grimm.
Texas.
I ain't afraid of no Matt.
Peeper.
How many cryptids did you run into in a forest?
Who is Facebook user?
I don't know.
I wonder if that's Lurker.
Who's Facebook user?
Yes.
I don't
It's
know.
either Lurker or it's
What did they say?
Don Vic, Peeper Matt, LOL.
Might be the Don.
I was gonna say it might be Don Vic. Oh no, it's Ron.
Is it?
Oh, right.
It's
Hello.
Ron. And
RRLC.
Raymond the Laggy says big sexy.
He hasn't said that in a while.
That's what he calls Matt. And Matt's been calling him Mr.
Just
Laggy.
regular tobacco. It's
Just
not
Laggy.
anything nefarious.
You're
This is
okay.
Laggy. Deal with those ellows in the forest. I believe. That's freaking weird.
That's right. Today is it today Martin Luther King Day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kids have off school, which doesn't make any sense because I didn't get that when I was growing up.
Right? They can sure do get a lot more things than we have.
They don't even have snow days anymore because it doesn't snow.
Over here it does.
Well,
Our
yeah.
snow's just probably melting.
I mean, in like PA for next week, we finally have a winter storm warning in the middle of January.
No.
We had one like a week ago. It wasn't very.
In the middle of January, every year, it's like the middle to the end of January to the beginning of February, we have winter storm warnings. I don't understand why Pennsylvania does it that way. They just do. Alright, so since we're at basically the halfway point, I'm gonna play the commercial and we can all take a little break and think of more questions or whatever topics we want to talk about.
Okay.
As everybody hears Matt Death chuckle in the background.
Oh no. Not that. Nothing with that.
He's watching a video he's making. He's laughing at it because he thinks it's funny.
No, it's fucking hilarious.
Or that. I don't know. We'll be right back.
Broken open by the new. You know, it has been a long, cold winter. When we finally made it through, I feel so much better. Changing weather. I know I'm not the only one. Waiting by the window, trying to feel the sun. Or something good. I'm not the only one who fought that battle like a window cat, waiting for the spring to come. What's this feeling that I'm feeling? Tell me. What's this look on my face? Is my senses come alive? I believe again that everything's gonna be okay.
I got one more. Okay, it didn't go anyway. Alright, the Paralinks one's not gonna play. Whatever. For some reason, that one doesn't like to play on my show. I don't understand why. Every time I click on that Paralinks commercial, it just doesn't want to play. Oh, it's James. Hi, James.
See him soon.
He's been asleep. He hasn't well, he woke up earlier this morning. Sorry, guys. My house is distraction at the moment.
So,
Let speak.
I thought of an interesting topic that we could talk about. Government conspiracies.
Ooh. Which one?
Any of them. Like, what are your thoughts on any of them?
At this point, I think they beat the John F. Kennedy thing to a dead pulp. I think they've tried to figure out every conspiracy theory they could possibly think of, except probably the truth is some guy who wasn't supposed to be where he was supposed to be shot the president at the time he shot him. He got off a good shot. He did what he did. Okay, great. Was there more behind it? Probably, maybe a little bit here and there, but it depends on who you ask, kind of question. You know what I'm saying? So, on my personal thing is, I think that no matter how you look at it, that president was shot and killed. No matter how it happened, they were successful in their plan. That was the plan to do that. So.
Well, it's just like today's Martin Luther King Day.
Right, yeah.
We celebrate it because he was assassinated.
Right.
The funny thing is a lot of people say that he was assassinated by a white man. That's not true. I'm sorry. He was assassinated by somebody of African American descent. As much as people want to blame the white man, it was not a white man that killed him.
Right,
So Jim has one. Hybrid animals. So like your jackalope squeakers.
The story that I always heard was that it was one of the rare things that was always seen by hunters, because it was a rabbit, and they came across it, but it was a rabbit with horns, so they didn't understand exactly what it was, and then they came up with the jackalope.
See, I always think the jackalope was a real thing. I'm not even gonna lie. When I was younger, we used to talk about it.
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe is a real thing. It's a fruit.
I'm with you, Queen. I'm so with you on that. I was like growing up, where the way I grew up, you heard about the jackalope all the time. I was just like, it wasn't anything to worry about. They were like, they're half rabbit, half something else. It's like, okay, first I want to see that shit, And second of all, well, yeah, okay, I've seen that enough times in the forest now where it's like, okay, they exist, big deal.
Raymond says ligers. I love ligers. Ligers are beautiful creatures. Like, I've seen a couple in zoos. They're amazing.
No.
They're
I
so
think they even
beautiful.
had shows on the jackalope. Not shows, but songs on the jackalope. And I can't remember them anymore, but there was something, because I remember my grandfather used to sing it on every car trip.
I don't know. I know Monty Python, but I don't know what that reference is from.
What?
Matt,
What?
I know what he's talking about. And there's a scene in
You
Ready
know what
Python
that
where
reference is?
the rabbit's
It's the
car.
rabbit with the big pointy teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Matt explained it for me.
It's from Holy Grail. I was like, wait, I know that reference.
It's where I
Yeah.
got my nickname. Same movie I got my nickname.
Oh, yeah, it's the same movie that he got his nickname from.
She
when-
turned me into a newt.
Yeah. I told him I was a witch, and he immediately went to Monty Python and is like, she's a witch. I was like, what?
And then one of my buddies goes, how do you know she's a witch? I said, because she turned me into a newt.
And this was in a graveyard. This was when we first started dating, in a graveyard.
No, this was our first time ever meeting.
Oh, our first time ever meeting. I told him I was a witch. He's hiding behind a tombstone. And
I wouldn't say hiding, I was chilling
behind a tombstone. And one of the people in my paranormal group at the time that I helped founded said, she's a witch. And the other guy's like, how do you know she's a witch? And Matt pops up from behind the tombstone real creepily and is like, she turned me into a newt, and then sinks back down.
No, somebody asked me when I was up pointing at you, they said, a newt? And I said, I got better. And then that's when I slowly sunk down.
Yeah, he slowly sunk back down. It was the first time I ever met him, and I hated him.
Yup.
And yet here you are all this time later going, oh, I hate him so much I want to love him forever.
That's pretty much how it happened.
Oh, okay.
For the most part, yeah. I still hate him at some points. There's little like pet peeves
You
he does
still
that I
hate him?
absolutely hate. There's little things he does. Like you can't tell me that there's little things that like people do in like a relationship or a marriage that just don't
Oh, I hear
bother
ya.
the other person.
I just do it because I know it pisses you
Yeah,
off.
everybody has their one little thing that annoys the death out of you, even though you love to do it. Like, this probably annoys a lot of women when I go, lick the piece of paper to make it so that it has a clean edge. You don't really have to lick the piece of paper to get the clean edge. But us dopey men go, oh, that'll make it easier. Yeah. And now I have a clean edge. Haha.
But yeah, hybrid. What would somebody do if there was a hybrid of a cryptid?
Isn't that normal?
No, like I'm talking like a legit cryptid hybrid, like a crossbreed.
Well, wouldn't they be considered a cryptid if they're crossed like that?
Yeah, but like, what if Bigfoot and like a skinwalker had a baby? What would that look like?
Run. Run like your mama gave you that behind the run.
A skin
Because you're not going to live out of that.
What would you want if like somebody found that? What would it be called? And secondly, what would it look like? Would it look more like a Bigfoot, or would it look more like a human, like a skinwalker?
A Bigfoot that takes off its skin.
Maybe it'd be a 6-foot hairy person who can turn into anybody he wants every time of the month. You get, ultimate love in there.
Or like the Wraith from the video game, the Wraith.
Yeah.
Look like Anthony.
Well, this month I'm going to be Lindsay Lohan. Tomorrow you can be Keanu Reeves, whatever.
You can be a wolf if you really want to. You'll be like a huge freaking wolf.
I'd be okay with that.
Or half wolf, half Bigfoot, half Jigawaki.
Jigawaki. Jabberwocky. Or a Jabberwocky. However you properly
Well,
pronounce it.
you. What the hell is that?
Worker, there's a topic for you.
Yeah, Bigfoot, what the hell is that?
Giant fuzzy pogo ape.
Giant fuzzy pogo ape, huh?
Yup.
Giant fuzzy pogo ape.
I'm
Got
not-
it.
That's not what I thought he said.
That's the word.
I'm just
No,
gonna
he
put-
definitely. I know what you think he said, but no, he definitely said giant fuzzy
Thank you
pogo
for clearing
ape.
that up.
But no, it was definitely giant fuzzy
you were
pogo
paying
ape.
attention. That was a little funny if you were
Boing,
paying
boing,
attention.
boing, boing, boing.
And he says that because most of the time when people find footprints of Bigfoot, you only find one foot.
Right? So where's the other one?
Exactly why he calls him a giant furry pogo ape.
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy pogo ape. Because technically,
They're just
you
sitting there
never
going,
find the other
"Damn
foot.
it, I got only one foot hopping around, damn you."
Could you imagine Bigfoot going? I had to. I couldn't get that out of my head.
That's exactly what tube I have.
What about like I know we talked about dinosaurs, but what about ice age creatures like the saber tooth and stuff?
Oh hell yeah!
Like we could definitely make new ones of those. We could bring back the dodo bird.
Yes, the dodo. There actually is a real dodo bird. I found out, but it was a Skype, wasn't it? Was that kind of like cross between it?
I
Skype
think
and the
so,
dodo,
yeah.
or am I thinking wrong?
No, the dodo birds can't fly, but it's kind of there's a bird nowadays that's like a cross between it. I think it's like, isn't it the booby?
Yeah, your booby.
The blue-footed booby.
Hey, the
bird?
booby. They're actually,
But they're extinct too, aren't they?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so every bird that has like taken after the dodo bird is extinct. Like the blue-footed booby's also extinct.
Yeah, booby.
I think I would run if I saw a real-life saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
And say, here, kitty, kitty.
or a dire wolf.
Not you.
If I didn't have a weapon, I'd run.
Like I think dire wolves are real. Like somebody posted a video, and it looked legit. I don't know how legit it was, but it looked legit. It was he was walking his dog. It was in Russia, which is weird that a lot of these things are in Russia. It doesn't make any freaking sense.
It's the vodka.
But this dude was walking his dog, and this giant, what looked like a wolf, came out from the forest and freaking picked up his dog in its mouth and threw it. And like,
Weird.
but it looked like a huge wolf. And I know dire wolves were real because they were part of like the Ice Age period.
Well, they have.
They also have skeletons in like museums of them. But like, what if they didn't all go extinct? But where did they go?
They died.
I'm still saying it's the same thing as the dinosaurs, where they're in their own little pocket dimension.
They went to Minnesota.
And maybe they're just like minding their own business, and then they end up going through a portal hole to our world.
Oh man, it's heavy, man.
It's dead.
So it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
That video looked real though. That's why I can't say that it wasn't. But at the same time, I'm not entirely sure.
Which video again?
I saw it on TV. It was the one with it was a dude in Russia walking his dog through like a park or a forest that he's walked through 100 times, and he's never seen anything like that before.
And you said this was in Russia?
Yeah, it was in Russia.
There, Russia, and I'm not saying anything incriminating or anything rude or anything like that, but Russia, isn't that one of those areas that has like summer and winter all in one?
Well, they got Siberia, which is always cold, but yeah.
They just have huskies.
Okay, so they would probably have more interesting creatures then, because there's not that 4-season weather pattern.
Also, no offense, but their government has been trying to outdo our government for a really long time.
Right.
So, like, they could be making these things in a lab for all we know. Russia, please don't come after me, Putin. I don't want my videos to be canceled.
Yeah, disclaimer.
I ain't be putting up with that.
Like Vladimir Putin, please don't come after me. Yeah, it's almost like that. Like, Jim said there's a video of a hawk flying away with a full-grown fox. Like, hawks around here aren't very big. So, like, what kind of hawk can fly away with a full-grown adult fox?
Over here we have hawks that can get as large as ravens and other birds. They're huge. They're huge in certain areas. And I remember when my sister moved out, and I won't disclose an area, but where they lived, when they first moved out there, they couldn't believe it because there was tons and tons and tons of large birds. And then they found out that it was, what was it, hawks? I think it was hawks that they found out that way, and they were just huge.
Talking about, so you're like, what, hawks?
But, yeah, over here, the birds get pretty big.
Thunderbirds. Yeah, I mean, I guess they would be considered thunderbirds. Like, a legit thunderbird is huge. It's almost like a phoenix, I guess, because we looked up a picture of it, and an actual legit thunderbird looks almost exactly like a phoenix, except it controls lightning and thunder. It's like so weird. I wish I could find a real phoenix. Or like any type of magical creature. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
What phone is this?
I think Fae are real, so I don't understand why there wouldn't be magical creatures too.
Yeah. You just want to be able to catch one of those things on camera once, don't you, though?
Yeah.
Just once. Like, legitimately, I have all these cameras laying around, and one of them can snap a dumb picture of a fade just once, just to prove to me I'm not crazy. Just once.
Legit, like I've said before that like everywhere around I've noticed that like sometimes you'll see stuff moving in the air. And they look like some of them look like little stars, but they're not, and they're super close to the ground. And it's just like, oh, that's got to be a fae. But like if you take a picture of it, sometimes they don't show up, and I think it's cuz they have like a cloak that they won't show up in photos. And I think that's on purpose.
I can see that. And that's like with anything. I mean, if they had certain superpowers like that, that it came across something that was scary, I can see them doing that.
Or even if they have technology that they can turn off and on at whim, depending on what they need for their certain missions and stuff like that. If they have a technology that far surpasses our own, but because we're such a big-minded creature, we can't see what the good technology that's right in front of us because it's just something we can't imagine already having. So it looks like magic when it's just technology that we just didn't happen to see today.
That could also be true. I never thought of it that way. Maybe it's like a lot of the alien technology. Like our brains can't fathom having that technology, so it looks different to us. Because it's what our brains can process.
That's what I think. One of the things that I know what you're trying to think is the things that you can't explain or want to explain better. Bigfoot's a big part of that one because a lot of us who live up north have either seen something like it up here that's so close to it that, and we're like screaming, "Where's our camera?" Whenever we're trying to get a picture of this thing, because it's like we're in the perfect spot where we can perfectly see it. We can take a perfect picture of it. No one could deny what it was. Absolutely nothing. And we're like, "Where's the damn camera at the right moment?" And then it's like, in one moment you don't have the camera in the right spot. It clicks a horrible picture that no one can say, "Oh, there it is."
Mm-hmm.
And that happens a lot with evidence of ghosts as well. Like I've taken pictures and I know there's a ghost there. Like I do. I know there's something there. But then it's all blurry. And you can't really make it out.
I had one that was so legit and scary looking that my older apartment that I had that I lived up on the third floor, this thing landed right behind me and I actually got it on camera. But it felt so weird. I deleted it and I wish I had it today. But all my friends that I did show it to were like, that's definitely paranormal. Because at that time, I didn't have the laptop. I didn't have all the stuff that I have to make my artwork or anything like that. I'm not that type of person to fit those pictures. So when you actually get that evidence, if it's blurry, then yes, that could actually be something that's there because it's going to interfere with your technology.
Yeah, having to have that interference is proof that it was there because something had to come and do something to it in order for you to realize something was wrong with it in the first place. So even just interfering with it is proof that it was there.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
that's what
I have a question for you, Josh. What exact like paranormal experiences have you had over the years?
Like I was trying to say, when I was younger, I had a dream, a prophetic dream that led me to be the person I am today, where I saw like 12 to 13 steps in my life that would come true as far as how I would meet the person who I would fall in love with, what my life would be like if I followed a certain path, blah 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 blah. So it's basically my roadmap to a happy life, basically. So I listened to that, and up until this point, which I've gotten to the end of the path now, where I met my wife, basically, is the end of the path. Now I can have possibly happier life with her at the end of it, but we're not counting on that one. So, but I've always had premonitional thoughts and feelings though. A week before 9/11 happened, I had dreams that there was something going to happen to the Twin Towers, and I kept trying to tell people about it. No one would believe me. And then I knew COVID was coming about a year before it was going to hit. And same thing, tried to tell people to get masked up, get your vaccines, stuff like that. And people weren't listening then too. So whenever I've had a premonition or something like that, people don't tend to believe that me, even though after the fact it's like, okay, now you were right. Oh, okay.
That's how it goes with a lot of people. Like, I've had, every now and again, because of my empathic abilities, I can have slight prophetic dreams. They're not, like, super in detail or anything like that. They're just little ones every now and again. Like, I can always tell, like, if I'm really close to somebody. Like, my one friend, he's a really good friend of mine, and he actually at one point slipped and fell at work one of the days that I wasn't at work. And I specifically told him that day to call off of work. I was like, something bad's gonna happen. You're gonna end up in the hospital. And he didn't believe me. So he went to work anyway. Well, he ended up slipping and fracturing his knee. And he already has bad knees. He was in a full immobilizing brace for 3 weeks. And he's like, I'm sorry, I should have believed you, I should have called off. I was like, there's nothing you can do about it now, you didn't believe me at the time. I was like, he's like, well, from now on, if you tell me something bad's gonna happen, I'm definitely gonna believe you. Because I told him that he should call off because he was gonna end up in the hospital, and guess what happened? He ended up in the hospital that day.
That had to suck.
Yeah.
Well, that made him come to the realization of like, oh shit, she was right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not until that moment that people believe you, Then that moment when right before you have the proof of saying something before it happens, what then it happens, then you have the proof before and after that you said it and it actually happened the way you saw it happen. It's like, yeah, I was trying to make it so that didn't happen. So you guys would have had that to report,
Because all I saw was him in the ER. That's all I saw. But I knew it was because something bad happened.
These things are never completely helpful either. They show you like one snippet of the puzzle, and that's it. Okay.
You just gotta figure it out from that, and it sucks sometimes because it's like, what does that mean?
Right.
So we talked about Anthony. We talked about hybrids. We talked about some government conspiracies, aliens, birds, and now we're just talking about like prophetic dreams. Have you had any prophetic dreams, Squickers?
Have I?
Yeah.
I have, but I gotta watch what I say because I got young ones in here. But most of the time when I've had them, it hasn't been good. I had one the day my mom passed away. I just had this really weird, all of a sudden like a flash, and didn't feel right. Didn't feel right at all, and I was like, okay. And then my mom's head just flashed in like right in front of my face, and so I was like, dropped everything, ran, and the rest was history. I'm not going to repeat anything because they're here. So, but that was not the only time that I had something like that happen. I had the same thing happen over at my old apartment. I had something with my old neighbor. Just felt weird, like something was going to happen, and he shot himself in the foot with his guns. When he was cleaning them, he didn't realize there was one in the chamber, even though he had done his guns for years. And it's just been weird. Like little things like that. And that's why I hate having them, because I'm like, no, something's something's gonna happen right around the corner. And then there's those times when it's like I can't differ from a dream from
No.
a premonition.
No.
So, or whatever you want to call them. I don't like putting labels on it.
Should change.
But It's hard sometimes because I'm like, I can't tell the difference. I mean, is there even a way to tell the difference? Because it seems like as we get further into the future, there's different things that hinder that. It's like, what is real from just a dream?
They said, I've been at the top stations. I've been over.
I had a dream. I was on Creepy Cryptids with MS Matt. With Miss Matt. If you want to be on the show, Anthony, you just got to get a hold of Squeakers. Why are you canceling right now? Get out of here.
Wait, just give him a.
He's just gonna cameo. No. I will bite you. On camera.
I will laugh on camera.
Good kitty.
I will join you.
Good kitty.
Good kitty. That's what he calls me when I say I'm gonna bite him.
No, I've also had one. What were you gonna say, Josh?
I was just gonna say the great thing about science and wonder and about all these things that could or could not be is it's the possibility. And that's the thing people forget. It's the possibility that they could be out there. Necessarily that we find out that it's a journey towards getting to that answer. You know, you can go to the same beautiful site 1,000 times, but unless you try to find something unique about it every time, it's kind of like, okay, now I can pull out the picture in my back pocket that looks exactly like what I went to go see. You know, then it becomes monotonous to go do. As long as you're willing to go experience it and it be a part of you and your life, aka seeking out a mission for someone to come on your show or whatever, you know.
Well, I've had those types of dreams where it's almost like you're there. Like
Yeah.
you see it happening. And I feel like some of those are like my past lives. Because I can't even say that right now. I've had dreams where it's like I'm there, but it's not me. I don't feel like I'm in my body. I feel like I'm in somebody else's body.
Right? I had one like that, and it was weird. It was recent, and it was of, again, I'm gonna mention him again. I don't mean to keep mentioning him, but it was of my best friend who passed away, and it was like a quick glimpse of him giving me the biggest bear hug I've ever had, and it was just like being in an hourglass. Is that like a premonition in a dream, or a visit, something to that extreme? Because I also ended up saying something online, and his wife said that she's had the similar dreams, but not the same.
That to me is just them saying of their final farewell, because I've had that happen not only to me but several people who I've had happen in their life. They're giving you that one last air hug, or that one last goodbye hug, saying, "I wish I could be the person to give you that hug, that loving embrace. But here's the best part of me giving my energy to you at this moment, and just giving you that energy hug, and I'm on to the next person who will take my energy hug before I become a part of whatever is next to be." You know.
But I've seen it like more than once lately. Like he's come to my dreams more than once, and I don't know if like I kind of think that they can pop it back and forth.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying now, what does that mean in the long run? Is what does that person mean to you mentally, physically, and spiritually, as far as part of a dream goes? Is like you just got to try to break it down the best that you can, and ultimately ask yourself, what does it mean to me? And then ask yourself, what's the most important thing, a part of it he could represent in this, and then break it down from there.
That's a good point. I like that.
Well, it's like you've seen my grandmother, Squeakers. You've seen her like standing behind me in the basement.
Yes, both of them.
She's like my guardian angel. And then I have my great grandmother, who is also like my guardian angel. She's always with me as well. And every now and again, when I get super stressed out, my mom's mom comes into my dreams. And I know she's still here. I've talked to her, like, personally through, like, a spirit box and everything. I know she's not gone. And but I feel like it's when when I'm super stressed out or I feel like I just need her that she comes to me in my dreams. Which is nice. It's a nice little like note of like, oh, I'm still here for you. I might not be there physically, but I'm still here.
I agree with that. I do agree with that because I've seen so many different things. I've had so many different things happen that it just makes me wonder because there's certain things that you know for sure that it would be like a family member or whatnot. And then there's those things that you know for sure that's not them. Um, like for once, I've said this before in somebody's podcast. My grandfather used to treasure hunt a lot. And every so often, I'll be by myself and things will,
What's up, brother?
like in my bachelorette days, I had a quarter thrown out my butt in the kitchen. There was nobody there but me and my cat. I was like, okay, that's weird. You know, and now all I could think of was, okay, that's him playing a trick on me, letting me know that he's here.
Great song.
Howard, you're late, and Emmy, you're fine.
Hello, Howard.
Scotty is actually going to join.
No bad language. I don't want none of those freaking spam bots. You know what I'm talking about.
So,
None of
well,
those.
that, I have.
No spammy bots. No spammy bots.
Premiere it, so
It's the PORN bots.
So,
They come into my
this,
chat every time Howard's on my chat.
Well, it's with anybody that says those keywords.
Yeah, no
No, it
keywords
is NC-17 too.
to bring the
So,
spammy bots on.
go ahead and
I found that out the other day with another podcast too.
and also, I added you to the P3 video. So,
But yeah, I feel
find
like
your slide.
people come to you and like
Show it
if
to you.
it's a family member or whatever, they come to you when you need them the most.
So,
Yep, and I've seen my grandfather numerous times, and I don't. If my family's watching, I'm yeah. I don't normally disclose that, but I've seen him numerous times, and that's my own opinion. And each and every time, there's either some sort of penny quarter thrown at me, or I smell a certain smell. And even my mom at a certain time was saying the same thing about a certain smell. And we compared it one day when she was alive, and she was like, yeah, that's got to be him. So, because it smells exactly like when he used to come home from fishing, smelling like coffee and sausage.
But that's what I'm saying. Like maybe you're seeing your friend more because he knows you need him.
Maybe.
So, like I said, brother, tonight's topic is.
Because like if you were super close with him, I know my best friend. If my best friend like passed away, I'm pretty sure if I really needed him, he'd still be there.
So.
Yeah, I know he's here. It's just it just felt so real and just not something that I've had really weird different dreams, but that one was like the hourglass filling again. Like just, you can just see it like going around in a circle and stuff. It was weird.
So,
Got it.
last question, and then I'm gonna wrap it up because Mac's
Oh yeah.
gonna start his show soon.
I'll just put it to you.
It's 8:40 here. His show starts at 9.
It's never the best.
So, but what is your thought, Josh, on like pets, like animal spirits?
Oh, this is a big topic for me, at least me and my wife, because we had a pet named Ariandro, and we named her after a moon goddess when we first lived in Florida. We had lost our house, and we were forced to go live down in Florida. Well, not forced, but we were offered a place to go live down in Florida. My mom had bought us a mobile home for a cheap amount of money, got us down to there, and we bought a cat from the local shelter on 9/11, nonetheless, and then we named her Ariandro after the moon goddess of healing, not only for its namesake for the day, but because she was she was a pretty
And it's 80
female
proof.
kitty.
I
So
mean, look what.
when she passed away,
You're a
because
man of the world. You know what the bubbles mean.
I can't, Matt's got his big mouth going.
Look at that.
Shush.
Bubbles.
No bubbles. Shush.
Bubbles.
We're talking about ghosts of pets.
Well,
Shut
I'm
up.
talking about other spirits.
I don't care.
She's gonna whack him.
These are the good spirits.
We're talking about pets and ghosts.
But yeah, I've felt
don't
almost
want
every time a pet has passed away, I've felt them come back around at least to say goodbye at least once. If
No,
not
don't
that,
spray me with
they will
the
come
air
back
freshener.
during times of like great stress or anxiety for me, and do that something that only that cat did, or that pet did. You know, you just know that like that certain way they would rub against you in a certain fashion, or so just the certain way they would ask for something or beg for something. You just know that look or feeling, you know,
Yeah.
when you get it, you know. So
So I recently had a cat pass away. She was only a year old. This was her. Her name was Two-Face. Now, she did one
That's
thing
what he said.
all the time. And
That's another reason why.
she would always just sit there and stare at you. And sometimes she'd come up and she'd like meow and rub on me, but it was very rare. Sometimes she'd just sit outside a door and wait for you to open it, and she'd just be sitting there staring at you with these big old eyes like, come pet me. So every now and again, like late at night, I think she's still trying to figure out that she's dead, that's fine. Obviously animals are like humans. They have to figure out they passed away before they can really like do things.
You know,
But
shit happened to me too.
My other cat,
I
Lucian,
think Facebook.
As soon as I get done
is
with
still
the
here as
investigation,
well,
I
and I think he's
just-
helping
yeah, I
her
don't know. It's
because
just-
now he used
it's
to
like
lay
a
on my chest,
hangover times two.
and now sometimes at night if I'm having a really hard time sleeping, I can feel him laying on my chest. And sometimes I'll open a door and I'll just feel like somebody's sitting out there staring at me. So sometimes I'll reach down and I feel like the cold, because you can feel cold spots, obviously, when ghosts are around. But you can feel the little cold spot. And it's almost like I go to pet it and it almost feels like she's rubbing on my hand.
Yeah.
That's why I think, like, pets are still around. They don't really go anywhere. I mean, they can. I'm not saying that they don't go to heaven or whatever, but...
I think my pit bull is because she sometimes I can feel her right beside me, and then I feel the blankets being tugged a little bit. Or
But, like...
that was before all my other problems.
But
But
I just feel like they stay where they're loved and they stay where they know they have a home. That's just my take on it, is they just stay. They just stay where they know they have a place to go.
Oh.
So if you ever lose a pet and you want to talk to your pet, they're still there. They're not gone. You can still talk to them. They just can't answer you.
you know what they say, meow anyway, meow. Oh,
my dog, my current dog, she will every so often like go off like something's in the house, and the only time she goes off on that I think is when something else is like around. I don't know if it's human wise, but she just like completely goes bonkers.
It's Liz! I haven't seen you in forever, Liz.
Hi
I
Liz.
hear myself now.
hey, Wicca, it's been really a pleasure being here today, but I think I have to go lay down for a little bit because I'm
No,
supposed to start to get
I'm trying to.
in and out of it again, and I don't want to be disrespectful to you guys. So
No, you're good.
You're
That's
okay.
fine. I was gonna
thank you
end...
for letting me be here today. I appreciate it, but like I said, it's not like I keep going in and out, in and out, in and out. So
We appreciate having you on, and I would love to have you on again at some point.
that'd be awesome, and I'd love to have you on my show as well. You know, stop by. You know, working around there as well. We'll have to work something out. So, just keep your minds open because the paranormal is out there. That's what all I want to say is that you never know what it could be tomorrow. You know, what we call paranormal today could be reality tomorrow. So
That's so true. And I hope you have a good night.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, night. Nice to meet you.
What do you think? How's that look?
I think it was already bent.
Liz is just naming people.
No,
I love Liz.
Hi, Sarah. Liz is saying hi to you.
Who?
Liz.
Hi, Liz.
She's saying hi to Emmy. Jim says take
care.
care. Yeah, no, Emmy, you're on Facebook.
Yep,
You're
Facebook.
not.
Emmy's
You're
on
not on YouTube. I don't know. Did you subscribe to my YouTube?
Everyone better subscribe.
Yeah, he says so. But
The consultant says so.
since Matt's show is soon and it's like 8:48 here, we're gonna end it there. That was fun. I actually had fun talking to him. That was
Me
other
too.
than like the couple other guests I have. Like I had a lot of fun talking to Ken Allen. He was funny. Other than like the few other guests I had, he was fun to talk to, and there was a lot to talk about.
Another one.
Again, I
Also-
apologize for my crazy house.
No, you're good. If I wasn't in the basement, you would probably have heard my dad walking around because he stomps when he walks.
We got a lot of doors that slam.
Section.
But
The camera's not right.
Taurus Paranormal Investigations. I don't know who you are, but hi.
Check us out on the Paracrew and
This one's
all of our other
by 12, and it.
Oh yeah, and the Paraprob
podcasts as well.
is the Paraprob is at 9. So if you want to go check that out, go check that out.
2 or 3 of those.
Which one
I
Also,
want to turn this into an actual.
No, go ahead.
Room.
Which one is he in? I might bombard his Paraprob. Or who does he have so they don't screw it up?
I think it's on here somewhere. I think it's it's James. James is on there.
James?
James Dawson.
Okay.
What's that?
But I just want to let everybody know I did get my stuff from my sponsor.
All right. Well,
Nice.
Quick smoke.
The
And I'm gonna grab.
That's what I did the little video on Facebook about earlier, was reviewing the drink that's in here. The drink that is in here is called Thank You Liz. I love when people share my stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious.
Please share.
Which, by the
Sharing
way,
is in care. Sharing is
Long
important.
Island iced tea?
Become part of the Cryptid Cult. Please subscribe. If you
I'm
subscribe
about
to
to
the
change your
YouTube
life.
or like the Facebook page, you automatically become part of the Cryptid Cult. Yes, you become a culty.
Yeah.
Get it? A culty. But
What's up, brother?
the drink I have in here is called
Check this out.
Galaxy Grenade.
Ooh.
It tastes almost like watermelon Sour Patch.
Oh no, I got you.
If you know
No,
what
I
those
got you.
taste like, they are
I
good.
got you.
Mhm.
They're not super
This is what I'm drinking
sour,
tonight
but
on
they're
the
not
show.
super sweet either, so they're good.
This is called.
This tastes exactly like that. Now I'm at the bottom of it because
Saving it
the
for
little
YouTube.
packet that I did get
No,
only
well, I
makes
took a sip
about
out of
8
it,
to 12 ounces in this guy, and this is a 25-ounce shaker.
Yep. And here's the bottle.
So you can make up to 25 ounces
Cheers,
of
motherfucker.
whatever drink you want. Also, if you don't like caffeine, they do have one
I'm gonna go
hydro.
have a quick
so
smoke
far,
and
and
grab
it's
my
called,
cup for my
um,
drinks, and I'll be right back. So y'all can just
Monkey
bullshit.
something.
Monkey something.
But it's
Monkey fucker.
no,
Monkey
it's not that. It is definitely not that. But
Even made you snort on your own show, Squeaks.
Right?
But it's a hydro one. It has no caffeine, and you can drink it anytime you want. I think it's a little bit cheaper than the caffeinated tubs, because the caffeinated tubs are $40 each. But if you use my code, which is down there, Cryptid Cult, you get 10% off your purchase, and that is any purchase. That is not your first purchase. You can use that code as many times as you want. That is not a first purchase status.
I don't need the rest
It
of
will
these.
save, once you put in the code, it saves it.
Tomorrow I'll just go in there and fucking.
So can you use it more than once then?
You can use it more than once. It is not a first purchase code.
Nice.
So,
Sorry, guys. My brain is as rattled as ridiculous.
but
I need some
no,
of that
it
caffeine.
is not. This is a jitterless energy drink. It is supposed to give you no crash because it has no sugar. There is no sugar in this. None. And there is no salt.
Right down my alley. As y'all see, I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
This has no sugar and no salt. And it actually tastes good. There is a little bit of a powdery aftertaste, but what do you expect from a powdered energy drink? It's gonna have a little bit of a powdery aftertaste.
It's not like Slim Fast, y'all. It doesn't taste like that.
No,
Fast.
but I don't know if y'all can
Yeah,
see
for
it.
flavor.
But it's not. It's like it's down at the very, very bottom. You can't really see it. But there's no powder residue at all inside this thing. None. None whatsoever. There's no powder residue. It comes with this cool little thing, so it's not a shaker ball. You pour it over this and shake it up really well. And there's no powder residue on this either. And I poured the powder directly on this thing. There's no white powder left. No.
Nice.
I'm like hamming them up right now, even though I'm just tasting like one of the 2 samples I got. But I also got another shaker, which is green, which Matt has claimed, but I'm allowed to use it because I'm the one that is my sponsor.
I just went over there, done really quick to it down. All it is to.
But if that code down there, and I am serious, is not a one-time use code. It is not. I am not lying to you.
Gosh, you're missing out. You'll have pizza.
My code that I have, which I'm not going to tell you guys because I think it's like 30 or 25% off. No, you guys don't get that code. That is a code specifically for sponsors. But it's a specific code that they send sponsors. But they are looking for like small, they're looking for streamers in general. Like it could be gaming streams, any type of stream.
Right.
Hey!
I should try and see if they'll sponsor my Iron Chef.
They might actually.
I don't even know how to ask them.
All you gotta do is go on their website, and they have a thing that says to qualify for sponsorship on their website, which is also down there. It's www.w.gg. If you don't remember that, just go into Google and type in W, and it'll probably be like the first thing. Scott forgot.
Is it W Energy?
Yeah, no, it's just dubby.gg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no energy. It's just dubby.gg. But they got all different kinds of stuff there. They even have merch. They have shirts. They have hats. They have sweatshirts. I would love to get like a sweatshirt or a shirt. Scott forgot I was live, I guess. He was yelling. Yelling at you in the mic while waiting for Matt, and I forgot you were live. Yeah, I'm live for a little bit. But,
Sorry, Liz. I don't know why it's making all yours blank.
yeah, I don't know why either. It does that sometimes with her. Like, even in the comments of some of my posts on Creepy Cryptids, it shows up blank.
Sometimes if there's stickers and they're going a lot, they think you're a bot, and then they mute them.
But,
It's not on our end. We're not doing that.
no, it's not. It's not us. We're not doing anything.
Mm-mm.
But
We love you, Liz.
Yeah. But seriously, that code, that 10% off code, Cryptid Cult, is not a one-time code. Please, if you do get some of this, because I'm not joking, it is very good. The one that I have tried right now tastes delicious. I love it. If you use that code, it is not a one-time purchase code like a lot of the bigger energy drinks like G Fuel and all those other ones. They give you a one-time code for like your first purchase. It is not a first purchase code. It's not a first purchase code. You can use it as many times as you want and you get 10% off. If you want to, you can get a starter pack. They give you the Galaxy Grenade and a shaker a shaker comes with it. So if you need something to drink it in, which technically I didn't need something to drink it in. I have a shaker. But I wanted something with their logo on it so I can have it in my videos. They were yelling. Scott was yelling at me while you were up there, but he forgot I was live.
Who? Oh, you're.
But I wanted something with their logo on it, so I got the starter pack.
Can you sniff it?
Oh, it's called Dubby. D-U-B-B-Y. D-U-B-B-Y. What it says right there.
The whole thing. The whole thing.
And the link is down below as well. But yeah, that is not a one-time code. You can use that as many times as you want. I
You know what's
believe. I don't. Nobody's
Yeah, we'll-
used it
we'll
yet.
talk about
So
it
if
on the
I'm
show.
wrong, please let me know. If Squeakers, if you do it and it says it's like a
There's a
one-time
funny
thing,
story
please
on
let
why
me
I got
know
this.
so I.
Okay. I might end up doing it. I don't know yet.
About
Well, like I'm pretty sure that the Hydro one that has no caffeine
So I know,
is a lot
so you
cheaper
guys
than
seen
the
show,
ones that
right? You
have the
guys know
caffeine.
What we're doing?
If they're
The ones
anything
that-
like, if they're anything like the ghost ones that we had on there, man, I don't know.
I already got a lurker.
Let me do something really quick. I think I
Well,
have a little
Scotty,
bit of time.
Tonight is, like I was telling James, tonight's about
I have a little
networking.
time.
Like, we do have a kind of a topic. It's about networking, why we start out networking with people.
No, stop that.
But it is NC-17, so who the fuck knows where this is going to go.
Can't you just read that comment?
No, not to be confused with dummy. No.
You're on, James is on, I have alcohol, we're up.
All right, we're gonna do this real quick, so I can fucking show everybody.
Well, so can I. Turn my camera off. Gone.
So, this is their website. This is their starter pack. It starts out at $14.49. After tax, I
That's
think.
not bad.
Why did
No,
the stream
but
stop?
after tax and shipping, because they are out of California, it's like $20-some. It's like 24 something.
Oh,
Is that
That's
for
bec-
everywhere that they ship to?
that's
Yeah, that's the
dangerous.
basic shipping rate. The like faster shipping rate.
There's 6 of you
Their-
all of a sudden.
Their
The fuck?
basic shipping rate is $6. Their fast shipping is like
You just
$7,
see me sitting here all of a sudden.
which is fair because like a lot of places they have to ship it by plane. Hi,
Right.
Go
Aaron.
to commercial.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
And that does make sense.
He says send
Because
me
even-
my logos.
Even with me being on the Pacific side,
He's my
the same
logo and
as
shit.
California, I'd still probably have to pay the
Okay.
shipping and handling of being on
Well,
my
I had to pay the shipping and handling as well. But with
You
the
can
code,
handle
you get
me.
10% off that as well.
Nice.
So it's 10% off everything. But like this is their newest tub. It's a blue raspberry.
It's a trap.
They have a dragon fruit, pink strawberry lemonade. They have a green apple. This one's passion fruit tea.
I need to get me one of those.
This one is a fruit punch and lemon lime. This one I think is peach and something. This one is the one I'm drinking.
Well,
Nice.
I think JMac has that Stream Deck.
It's watermelon,
Yeah, I want. I
guava,
actually want one of
and
those.
lime.
Now, can
There you go.
can
I love
program these?
certain things like that. I'm weird.
And I was right, Squeakers. This one is a little cheaper. It's called Monkey Madness, the hydro tub. It's the strawberry banana. And it's $34.99 compared to the $40 for the tubs. Or they have a 3-tub blend,
Well, I was thinking about picking up.
which is $94.99, but that's because you get 3 of the
Stream
big
Deck.
tubs. Which
and
I
having
think
15
it
for
has
me
the
and
ounces
15
on
for
it.
her. And we just
Somewhere. I don't know where.
But Scott, I hope. I'm just even thinking
Yeah, it's a
about
30
your
serving
intro.
tub. So these
I am
tubs have about like
dying.
30 things worth of energy drinks in them.
Here's something that's really gonna.
Nice.
Here's something that's
So
really
it's
gonna
like
throw your
$40
ass off.
for 30 energy drinks.
It has cats in it.
Not bad.
But they got shakers. They got one where if you buy it, they plant a tree. This one here,
It has,
if you buy that
it
one,
is
they'll plant a
probably
tree.
one of the
Oh, they got a blue Raz shaker. They got hats. They got a
Is that
flag.
a smiley face hat?
Yeah, that's their logo.
Nice.
They got stickers, hoodies, shirts. They got more shirts.
As soon as she's off, we're gonna get going.
I just wanted to show everybody the
No,
website.
you're fine. You're fine.
Should we be on here like a half an hour? More?
But yeah, that's the website.
That shit is so good.
Which ones have you had, and which is your
I don't
top
drink
choice?
liquor.
I have the starter kit
I
right
don't
now
drink
that came
liquor.
with this
Like,
shaker.
I'm a beer and wine guy,
Aaron, so right now
But-
I'm drinking the Galaxy Grenade,
but I'm
which
telling
is
you right
the
now, like, those son
guava
of bitches.
lime blast.
I haven't
It kind
tasted
of-
one.
Mhm.
It kind
Not
of
last summer.
almost tastes.
You know,
Like,
Lincoln's actually made here in Pennsylvania.
I heard that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of tastes almost like watermelon starburst. I like this one personally, so far, but I do have another one.
See,
Lemonade in my whiskey.
See,
That's
my
an
problem
interesting
is, like-
combination.
I sweat.
No, you know what? I've heard of that too. But do you use the regular whiskey or do you use Tennessee honey whiskey?
See, that would be good.
It's when I,
The honey lemonade, that would be
I'm a whiskey girl. I grew
But
up on, well, not grew up on it. That would be wrong. But after like 21, I was JD, man, all the way.
They do have the Dragonade one, which is the strawberry lemonade one. I'm interested to try that one next. So when I do try that one,
What
I'm
do you want
definitely
to tell
going to
me?
do another little like mini video of it. But
Cool.
I'm definitely going to try that one. Not like anytime soon, but at some point. I'll try it. Probably this week at some point.
And she goes, sandwich.
Raymond,
Sandwich?
you're just adding
Good
more
sandwich, I
alcohol
went.
to alcohol.
And
I like to put rum
That's
in
all she
my
said was just
whiskey.
sandwich.
You're just adding unnecessary alcohol to more alcohol.
I can remember one of my get-togethers. My cousins told me try this, and I was like, "What is it?" He's like, "Just try it." And I'm like, I tried it. It was straight up a Hawaiian rum. I was like,
I'm not saying there's anything
Never had
wrong to
rum.
adding rum to your whiskey, Raymond. I'm just saying. But anyway, we do have to go because we are a little past our time. We are 5 minutes past our time slot. So I'm gonna play the outro video.
That's why I miss working at this
And
Cowboy
we're gonna-
Killer.
I can't tell unless I taste it.
Thanks, Jim.
yeah, thanks, Jim. But
I go,
yeah, I don't think that's a one-time code. If it is, if anybody uses it, please let me know. Like, if you have me as a friend on Facebook or whatever, please let me know, because I don't want to say that and be wrong.
Yeah, exactly, Liz. I'm the same way. I rarely drink. I had some on New Year's, and then I cook with it.
I don't really drink. I drink socially. I had one drink last night before I went to work, or after I got off of work. That was it.
There's so many different recipes you can cook with vodka. The right vodka.
So you can do that, or chicken marsala. That's
That's-
marsala wine.
I love using it. Well, you can use vodka for it, too. I
Yeah,
know
you can
there's
use-
people that would shush me on that, but
Well, not the correct kind of thing, but
I gotta have my Swedish vodka.
okay, I see a hand in the background.
Oh, yep, she's still trying to peek. Being a creeper. That
But
time-
anyway,
Like,
anyway, I hope everybody has a great week. I know my shows are on Monday, but we will be back next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I have to think of a correct topic. Maybe we'll just talk about the not deer, since I didn't really touch
yeah,
on
that'd
that
be
too
interesting. I want to
much.
look that up, actually.
Yeah, so I think next Monday we're just gonna talk about the not deer.
We'll see if we can find more on it.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find more on the not deer with the not venison that Matt likes to say, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the not deer more.
Like the plant burger.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the not deer next Monday, I think. I want to look up more on it and see if I can find a lot more about it.
Apparently, it's this.
I'm gonna piss off a lot of vegetarians here in a minute.
I'm literally on a pescatarian diet kind of, so I eat chicken, turkey, and fish, as well as I eat just like plant-based foods. So
It's
I guess
basically a Norwegian diet.
yeah, I guess you could kind of call me.
Turkey Dora.
I guess you could kind of call me a half vegetarian.
I don't know what I am. I'm a fat kid. There you go. I'm gonna use Matt's terminology. I'm a fat kid. I'm a foodaholic.
Why are you doing that? Don't do that. We don't do that in my show. We don't do the fist of power.
Nope, that just. I can do the other thing.
I'm gonna punch you right in the fucking head. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of their week. And
I saw that one coming.
we will see you next Monday to talk about the not deer.
If we don't see Matt on Parent Problem, there's a reason.
Anyway, bye. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Who did it? Who did it?
And remember, the truth is out there.